The Rolling Stones versus the UK. On February 12, 1967, the police raided Keith Richards' country home known as Redlands in West Sussex, England. Many of the attendees had taken acid sometime during the day. Following a tip-off from the News of the World, Detective Sergeant Norman Pilcher led a squad of 18 officers on the raid. Richards recounted the incident in his autobiography. Quote, "There's a knock on the door, I look out the window, and there's this whole lot of dwarves outside. I'd never been busted before, and I'm still on acid," unquote. Marianne Faithfull, who was dating Jagger at the time, had just showered and had to put a fur rug over herself. The police discovered some cannabis resin, amphetamine pills, and art dealer Robert Fraser was found in possession of heroin. It is likely that the pills were Faithfull's, though Jagger claimed the amphetamines as his to save her from arrest. The raid and subsequent arrest of Jagger, Richards, and Fraser made headlines around the world. The headline of the Evening Standard was, "Naked Girl at Stone's Party," referring to Faithfull. Another headline read, "Stones Arrested, Nude Girl in Teapot." In the immediate aftermath, the News of the World did not name the celebrities involved, but on March 18th, the Daily Mirror named Jagger and Richards ahead of their court appearances. On May 10, 1967, they appeared in court and pled not guilty. Bail of £100 was granted to Mick, Keith, and Fraser. Ironically, Stone Brian Jones was arrested at his home on the day of the hearing for possessing cocaine, methamphetamine, and cannabis. The West Sussex Quarter Sessions was presided over by Judge Leslie Block, who thought the Stones duo were scum and filth. The trial was held from June 27th to June 29th. Prior to being sentenced, Jagger was forced to spend the night in Lewes prison. Jagger was found guilty of illegally possessing pep pills, given a £100 fine and a 3-month jail term. Richards was found responsible for letting people smoke hashish inside his house, given a £500 fine and a 1-year prison term. Robert Fraser was given a £200 fine and a 6-month prison term. Both Jaggers and Richards were in prison at that point. Jagger was taken to Brixton Prison in South London and Richards to Wormwood Scrubs Prison in West London. Fraser received a year and did not appeal. Both Jagger and Richards were released on bail the next day, pending appeal. Some protested the sentences and made their outrage known. Fellow rock stars The Who took out an ad in which they stated, "The Who consider Mick Jagger and Keith Richards have been treated as scapegoats for the drug problem." They then released a single covering both The Last Time and Under My Thumb on July 30th. However, it was an opinion piece by the editor of the conservative newspaper The Times entitled, "Who Breaks a Butterfly Upon a Wheel?" that had the most impact. In the piece, William Rees-Mogg wrote, "Mr. Jagger received a more severe sentence than would have been thought proper for any purely anonymous young man." The following month, The Times carried a full-page advertisement stating, quote, "The law against marijuana is immoral in principle and unworkable in practice," unquote. The advert was signed by, amongst others, Graham Greene, David Bailey, Jonathan Miller, and the Beatles. A month later, the appeals court overturned Richards' conviction for lack of evidence and gave Jagger a conditional discharge. 6 months after the arrest of Jagger and Richards, the Stones released the single We Love You, intended as a message of appreciation to their fans and other musicians for supporting them throughout their controversy. If you like this video, subscribe, share, and we'll keep doing more.